In this video, I'm going to discuss the tacmd list trace and set trace settings. These are very useful for setting dynamic traces on your hub, your ITMs, or any agents. It is immediately effective and saves having to restart these servers or agents before the tracings take effect. First of all, we have to log in to tacmd with an ID that has the authority to run commands like these. First of all, let's do a tacmd list trace on the hub machine. You can do that. You can set that machine by using *hub, or you can use the CMS _node ID for any hub, RTEMS or agent. You will get that from your tacmd list systems list, which we'll look at in a minute. But let's just check what tracing is on the machine. So P is your property, so we want to look at the res1 settings, and then the current value is error. So instead, if we want to set this to a trace level, we do set trace. We use set trace, and then once we've put in it's a property of RAS, we want to put -O for options. Then on a Windows machine, it's a double quote. On Linux or Linux, you just need to use a single quote at this point. So we're going to go error and then unit, and let's do KFASD all. And then I'm going to put another option on the command, which is -D. This is a description. I'm going to put it in double quotes. It needs to be in quotes only if it's more than one word, if it's got any spaces in it. But I'm just going to put a PMR number out at the top of my head. Obviously, you put in your actual PMR number or the start of it. So that was performed successfully. And the whole point of the -D option is that it will write this line into the log file. But it's much easier to locate something like PMR such and such, or test, or trace, than anything else. And it also records into the log some kind of reason why this trace was set. Maybe you want to put your name against it to say, I was the one that set this trace, so if somebody else comes along, they know who set it and why. Well, maybe not why, but who set it. So if we now go back to the list trace command, it now shows us that that's the level that we've got of trace that we've got on. Now, if we want to set it back to what it is in the ini file, we can do that from here. Now, normally the ini file would have trace error, which is what was on this machine. So if we go back to this command, we take off the end and we put -R instead of the options. And then we go back to the list trace again. You can see it's back to error, which is what's in the ini file for this machine. If you had another option on there, it would go back to that. But then it makes things a lot easier to reset the trace. Now, I did say that you can use the CMS _node ID. So if you do tacmd list systems, this is quite a small system, so we don't have too many on here. We have the names here. So instead of using *hub, you could use hub _SJ-ITM 633. Now let's go and look at doing a change on an agent. It's exactly the same. Set trace minus M. Let's do this on the NT agent. So that's primary SJ hyphen ITM 633 NT minus P KBB as 1 minus O error units KSH all minus D test. That was performed successfully. tacmd list trace minus M it shows that level of tracing. And again, you can set it back with the minus R option. So it's back to error again. Now, all the machines that you run this on must be at 623 fixed pack 2 or above. If you've got any agents out there that go through an RTEMS that's at a lower level, you can't run the command. The hub, the RTEMS and the agent that you run it to all must be at those levels or above. This type of tracing is especially good if you're just doing a quick trace of something like a tacmd command or something like that, when you need the hub or the RTEMS and the agent file to be set just for a short while for one command, then you can set it back quickly and you don't leave a large trace level setting on a machine for longer than is absolutely needed, and you don't need to do the restarts. As I say, the minus D option is very useful for you and for us as well, because if you decide to put it on, or we ask you to put it on, if we know what that value is, we can search for that in the logs and immediately get to the correct place in the logs to start the tracing. Hope this helps you with setting traces in the future.
Thank you for watching this video at the IBM Monitoring Academy. We appreciate your feedback, so please feel free to use the comments box below. We'd also love you to check the thumbs up box if you appreciated this video. We have added several helpful links to the YouTube comments box below so you can find all our other content on social media. I would definitely recommend that you check out the blogs on DevWorks. Take care.